Hi guys and welcome to a video where I'm just going to discuss a couple of things that have been on my mind and a couple of updates that have been introduced to the CTE in regards to flying the helicopter. Now first off, I hope you enjoyed that intro. I thought I was going to do something a little bit different with a longer intro at the beginning. I've done this sort of thing before and you guys seem to enjoy it, so that's how I'll be basing a lot of my videos now in the future. First off, dusting, and in particular dusting with the second gunner seat in the helicopter. I have found since the summer patch that that's almost been ridiculous. The amount of times that I've been shooting a helicopter and picked up 5 or 10 damage when I should have been getting at least 20 or 30 is ridiculous, but close up it seems to be okay, and against infantry it's not that bad. I mean, it's not as good as it should be, but it's really the long distance shots that just seem to dust. But with this separate server patch that will be brought out probably about the time that I post this video, hopefully we'll see some sort of change and some sort of fix for it. Next up is the AA gun, and I'm just wondering what they're going to do about things like active radar, passive radar, whatever they are, things that really in my opinion are unfair on the battlefield, because an AA gun doesn't have to be a completely no-skill vehicle. In my opinion, it should be something that's slightly difficult to use, and yes, it can be overpowered in certain aspects, but having something that can just is almost encouraged to make people stay in base and then shoot out at enemy helicopters and jets is kind of ridiculous, especially with the dusting problems and the TV range limit that is currently in action on Battlefield at the minute. I heard from a friend as well that the HVM might be receiving some sort of nerf. I'm not really too sure what this is about, but apparently it's not going to be a one-shot kill on the attack helicopter anymore. Apparently the range is being slightly nerfed as well, but the speed of which it reaches its target might be sped up. I'm not really too sure, I haven't read into this, but I will have a look, but that would be a good idea. I think the HGM should be a powerful battle pickup, but I'm not really too sure that it should be a one-shot kill from pretty much across the map. It also has the knack of being able to fly through buildings on Shanghai and fly around buildings on Shanghai, which I don't think is too fair, seeming as though you have to hold the lock in order to get a kill. Also, something that they have introduced on the CTE in the past week is the below radar feature that we had in Battlefield 3. You know, when you're in a helicopter you're getting locked and you can go below a certain height and you're not affected. Again, I haven't looked into this massively, but it seems as though it's going to give pilots a different option to avoid locks, which I think is a great idea, as ECM is incredibly buggy, and flares as well. They're not as buggy, but they're also not as effective, so having the below radar feature may just give pilots a little bit of leeway when it comes to flying, and it also means that it will make weapons such as Stingers and Iglas it's not that they're overpowered, but in my opinion they're overused, when people could be using something like an RPG or a SMOR or a straw and experiencing some of the epicness that you get when you hit one of these long range shots with one of those weapons. The straw apparently has also received some sort of nerf on the CTE, where it's not one shot kill on an attack helicopter anymore. Now, I can't get my head around why they keep changing the straw. I know it's a weapon that can do a lot of damage, whether it's against something in the air, whether it's against any sort of vehicle or even infantry. However, when I'm on a map in a tank or in a helicopter, I rarely find myself getting shot down by a straw. It's always locked by a Stinger, and the straw in my opinion is what I like to call a skill weapon. It's something that takes a bit of time to achieve some sort of decent accuracy with it, something that takes a bit of time to be good with it. If they were planning a nerf on anything, I think it would have to be looking at the Stingers and just trying to encourage people to use other things. I think they definitely still should be a part of Battlefield, as annoying as they are. It gives people who can't use an RPG, a SMOR and etc, it gives them some other option. But I think the fact that they deliver critical hits, and as you can see as part of the gameplay in the background, they're virtually impossible to avoid if the first one hits you, because ECM has failed, and that happens increasingly more often, I find, as the game has progressed through its life. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, leave a like. I'll be bringing some more sort of news update videos over the coming weeks and put a bit of nice gameplay in the background for you guys to watch. If there's anything you'd like to see on an upcoming video, leave it down in the comments for me to read, and let me know your thoughts on any of the updates they've implemented into the CTE. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.